Guess what? This is day number 64 of me showing how I build my business. Let's get started, guys. Let's get started. I have this very fancy microphone, so I hope you can hear me better now. And I hope I speak just directly into the microphone. If not, correct me. What I'm building? I'm building learn what? Wait, what? Yep. LearnApex.com. This is basically a platform where you supposed to learn Apex, and it solves one of the biggest problems that beginners have with learning how to code. Practice. We have 200 tasks. We have more than 200 tasks. We have 212 tasks. So we have just a lot of tasks that you can go and practice directly on the website. Everything is separated into modules. So you have three main modules. We're still working on the simple Apex module, which trigger handles, blah, blah, but the first two are done. So basically you go, for example, to this one and you want to practice variables. If you want to practice variables, you read here, very visualized. If you know me from LinkedIn, that's very visualized. I always teach in the same way, very straightforward, to the point, no fluff like in Trailhead where you have to think about universal containers and blah, blah, blah. No this fluff. I teach straight to the point. And once you're done here with the topic, you basically go here and write the code immediately here on the website. That's the idea. And we have tasks like this. We have 212 currently. So even me, I haven't solved all of them. I haven't solved all of them. This is what I'm building. But before that, I need to get a couple of people basically working with me one-to-one. So today we're gonna be writing an email to my email list, and we're gonna be doing it very, very simple. So I'm just basically what I wanna do is I'm streaming every day, right? But what I actually should be doing also every day is writing an email, because this is the way I usually convert people. And usually the way it works is that you have here some kind of, this is amount of people that see your messages, then that's people who, I don't know, like somehow engage with your messages. That's people who sign up for your newsletter, and that's people that actually buy. So that's the way it works. Let me see. I still didn't really open. Let me open. I see some messages. Let me read them. Fatih, is it you? Looks like you. Googly, hi. You kind of look like Ludwig. I don't think so. But I take it as a compliment, because I think he's quite known. Okay. Wait, let me open it on my producer stream manager. Here we go. My interview ended. They didn't ask a lot of questions. They checked my previous project and asked questions about them. They explained company culture, work responsibility, and developer team is the good sign, and that they say we'll email you in 1 to 2 weeks. I have zero experience about what's my first technical interview. Well, first of all, congrats. You have at least made it through with the interview. That's good. I know that it's kind of scary a little bit, because I was all the time nervous. So I guess you can. I myself was all the time. I don't know. you can basically now chill out and I don't know, maybe have a beer or something. So congrats on that. As of regard of 1 to 2 week, doesn't mean anything at all. Doesn't mean anything bad. Doesn't mean anything good. It is usually what it is. Like, that's usually their standard answer. Did you ask them questions? Oh, one thing that you should do is that I totally forgot to tell it to you. I mean, I didn't really think about, like, maybe we could have done some kind of tips or something about the interview. So from my experience, if you're on the technical interview or any type of interview for the job, you should prepare questions to ask them. And you should prepare questions to ask them. And basically the idea behind those questions is not that you wanna interrogate them. You might even not care about the answers. You might even really, like, I'm gonna accept every job you're gonna offer. But nevertheless, you still need to show that you, with those questions, that you've made some thoughts about the company. Second, that you actually care. And third, it puts you outside of all the other people who basically, whenever usually the interview ends like this. With most people, they go there and they're so desperate for the job that they don't ask any questions. So the interview goes and they answer a few questions from the recruiters from the technical part. And then the company or some like representatives of the company, they go, okay, that was it. Do you still have any questions? And usually people say, no, I think everything's good. Thank you. And then I say, thank you. We'll email you in 1-2 weeks. This mistake. It's not a terrible mistake. I was making this mistake and I got a job. That's not a mistake. That's not a terrible mistake, right? It's not gonna cost you a job. So if you got the job, you're gonna get it anyway, if you ask the questions or not. But this is something to keep in mind. So just in general, yeah. So yeah, I asked a lot of questions. They said it's fresh role. That's why we're gonna don't very advanced concept like the project and the questions all about the project. Yeah, this is nice. Then you've done very well. Like you need basically with questions, you need to kind of show them that you're also choosing. You're not, you're not gonna go sign up contract to sell your soul and just I'm not gonna sign every contract where I'm gonna work like 100 hours a week and gonna get paid like $100 a month, right? So basically that's what you're trying to show them, that you also have value and you're asking them questions. And if you ask them questions, that's awesome. That's good. What kind of questions did they ask? Did they ask something technical? Like it's been really a while since I was on the on any kind of interview, so I don't even remember. But also if you think, so I'm more on the hiring side, right? I hired 2 people last year, and when I think about what made me hire those people, is zero about what they posted, is zero about their projects. Is it's not about their projects. It's more about their skills. Do I feel like this person is exactly can do what I wanted this person to do on the job? And this is the only thing that matters actually. You can show it in a different to the employers. You can show it in a different way. You can show it through your past experience, right? Once you get a little bit more experience, you can show it that you already have a track record of doing approximately the same things as you're gonna be doing on the job. So you can say, yeah, of course I can do. I've done it. When you don't have experience, you need to show it in a different way. For example, with projects. So I think that's your case, right? If you have projects that you can show, and if those projects they match approximately the same level of a difficulty or level of knowledge that you need for the job, then you're probably gonna get hired if they don't have anyone better at the moment. But as far as I understand, it's you're interviewing for a bootcamp, right? Not for a bootcamp, for an internship, right? I see we have new people. Let me send the Discord here. They're a consultant, Salesforce partner. They think they can teach stuff. If I have basic concepts, they said we are looking for people suitable with our company culture. Advantage was we don't have a lot of Salesforce staff. Yeah, this is yeah, this is basically the way it works. They hire people. People really overcomplicate this job search thing. If you're from a country like Germany or US, and you can't find a job, it's just most likely I just didn't apply for enough jobs. I mean, if you have the skill, that's the most important. Like Fatih, in your case, you have the skill, but you have another problem that you are living in Turkey, which is definitely much harder to get a job than in US or Germany or UK or Australia or other countries. But it also in a lot of cases just comes down to like how, if they feel, whenever they go on the interview, and if they really vibe with you, I don't know how to say it, like they really feel you, they really have a good feeling about you, that's it, like, you're gonna get the job. And everything else, like, no one expects to junior to be able to go and just do everything or even be profitable, to be honest. Like, you don't expect juniors to be profitable for the company, at least not in a direct way. In most cases, in most consultancy companies, especially in a big one, you usually expect juniors to be profitable, let's say, in the first year, and then if they're lucky, they're gonna stay for a little bit more, but not in the first 6 months. So if you take the paid internship, that's awesome. I hope it's gonna go well. I hope you're gonna get the job. By the way, also don't be afraid to follow up them. So if after 1 or 2 weeks they didn't, like, let's say after 1 week they didn't give you any answer, you can follow up to them, and you can ask something like super polite, like super lightweight, no trying to sell, something like, hey guys, I remember the interview went very well. I would be so excited to have a chance to work with you. Do you already have any decision on my internship? I don't know, something just out of my head. but yeah, you can follow up for sure. And because I know I don't really know about follow-ups in job environment, but I know that follow-ups, when I send an email, for example, the follow-ups, they tend to work really well. Yeah, so glad for you. I mean, this is some good stuff here. Congrats. I don't know, from what you describe, it sounds like it should be fine. I was so stressed, like, try to study all concept, but they don't go any advanced topic because they know it's a fresh internship. This is yeah, I've been through those things like this where you study all the time, um and then they don't actually go into complex or advanced concepts. But sometimes they do. I also had an interview where I was basically sweating after interview how hard it was from the technical perspective. And they didn't give me the job. They didn't give me the job. So here's the funny story. I was interviewing. So I was living in Germany. I'm originally from Ukraine, but I've been living in Germany for 6, maybe 7 years, maybe even more. I don't even remember. Definitely 6. But of course I'm Ukrainian. I still have a lot of, like, my name. You can, if you're from Ukraine, you kind of can see that I'm probably something like Ukrainian or Russian or Belarusian or something like in this regard. And I was suggested for this Ukrainian company. Let me show you. It's called Genie. Genie basically switch to English. So Genie basically, for anyone who wanna hire someone, recruiter profile, employer profile. I probably don't have the subscription now, but basically they allow you to browse a lot of different jobs in Ukraine and hire someone. And it's really easy to hire here. The really awesome website. This is the number one job search for IT in Ukraine. And I knew about this website, and I decided, why don't I just go and try to register there? I registered there, and I specified everywhere that I'm located in Munich. And I specified my salary as if I want to have 5,000 a month. Or something even, I think even more. I mean, back then for me, it was quite the money. It was quite the money back then. And I was like, to get this salary, even in Germany, I was kind of stressed that I would get this salary in Germany as a developer. So I specified this, and I had like a year of experience. And some recruiters contacted me, and I I went on the interview with those recruiters, and I said explicitly, I am not in Ukraine, I'm living in Munich. And they said, okay, that's fine. You also want to hire someone in Germany. And I went through these interviews, and then they scheduled for me an interview with a with a guy in Ukraine, with a senior developer in Ukraine. I joined the interview, and the guy is sitting there with a like electronic pipe. I don't know how to, e-cigarette or something. And I'm joining there, and the first scene that I see is he's not even speaking anything. He's just, I join, and what I see is that him doing like this. And I'm like, hello, 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 can you hear me? And he's like, hello. So you are for the interview, right? So and like this, like this, with completely straight face, with no emotions at all, speaking like this, he started interviewing me. And like he was interviewing me for I don't know, like an hour. And all the time he was making a silent breaks of with his whatever was it, vape. It wasn't vape. I don't know. Maybe it was vape. Whatever. I don't know. So he's vaping. He is interviewing me, and at the end, when I think that everything's done, he says to me, "Okay, now I think you're ready, so that I can give you a real task." And I'm like, what? Was it not what? Like I thought you're already done with interviewing me. I thought you have interviewed me. Like you asked so many questions, and whenever he was asking me those questions, he was also correcting me all the time. Like whenever I was speaking something that he doesn't agree with, he was correcting me and basically showing me that I don't really know those things. And then he says, "Okay, so here you're ready for your actual task." And I'm like, okay, what is this? What is this? Okay, give me the task. And the actual task, he says me, I'm gonna send you a document, just basically a doc. And in this Google Doc, you're gonna find the description of the task. You have to email me the answer in 30 minutes. If you don't do that, you fail. And I'm like, and you know, at this point, I'm already, after such an exhausting technical interview, I'm a little bit sweaty. But after he's saying this, I'm like starting like really to sweat, like, what's going on here? But I don't want to give up, because you know, I'm like, I have such a big ego, right? I have such a big pride. I'm in Germany, he's in Ukraine. I made it so far into Europe. I study here in German. I speak German, English. I am good. I don't wanna give up. I don't wanna show the weakness, right? I wanna show this guy that I can do it, that I am good. And he sends me a task. And first, the task contains grammatical errors for whatever reason. Even me, with my not perfect English, I can see that there are errors. The task itself is not that hard. Actually, at the end, it's basically how to implement a comparable interface in Apex, and then you have to sort people. The task is something like create a class person and make them sortable, so they can be sorted based on their age. Something like this, with age being just a variable within the person class. So so this is and then there was something like an algorithmic task on it, like traverse. I don't remember exactly the details, but I had to do recursion with traversing the graph with this comparable interface. So this is what I had to do. It wasn't super hard task for me back then, because I studied computer science, right? So I know how to do algorithms and I know how to do Apex. But overall, that would be quite a hard task to ask someone with just 1 year of experience. That would be quite something to ask. and the guy I finish like 28 minutes. Like I have like maybe 2 minutes left, and I'm sending him the email with the answers. I'm sending him the email with the answer and also the credentials to the org, and he emails me almost immediately that that okay, I will have a look. And I never ever hear back from this company. Never. Never. Like, I even followed up with them. I even asked them, so what's going on there with my application? Because I was curious. I was like, give me at least some kind of feedback. I solved your damn algorithmic tasks. Like, isn't it impressive, man? Uh, no, not at all. Nothing. Nothing. Not at all. They just ghosted me for like I made this goddamn 30 minutes interview with this guy smoking his vape all the time, speaking to me like I'm an idiot. Then I solved his damn task, and they didn't even follow up with me. Like that was so that was so stupid. That's the story of me interviewing. That's the story. That's the story. That's the story. Is good for a like? If yes, then smash the like. Because I had this experience and I kind of don't wanna do it again. I mean, this is a bit this is quite crazy. I mean, that was one of the worst interviews I had. Um, yeah, I won't forget this for sure. I won't forget his like the first seconds when I'm joining and he's just basically ignoring me and smoking. Like what the hell? But I bet this guy is super technical because he looked like a typical computer science nerd. Like like a typical computer science nerd. And I bet this guy for fun he codes algorithms. Like I'm sure that like the guy the most fun hobby of him if you ask him is gonna be coding algorithms. And he was obviously super technical and he was great in general, but I wouldn't want to work with him. I wouldn't want to be on his team. Like, so I can only imagine how hilarious it is to join daily stand-ups and seeing him smoke. I mean, I don't know, if he can't stop smoking for 1 hour interview, then I don't think that he can stop smoking for daily stand-ups. How is he going to the office? Maybe he doesn't. I don't know. But that's a story that I'm gonna remember definitely for my whole life. And uh, I never had a worse interview than that. And the task was actually also quite difficult. So yeah, probably he hated interviews. Maybe he hated. I don't know. Maybe yeah, that's also possible. Maybe he joined the interview and he was like, he was like, I don't want to do that, and I'm gonna make the worst interview you can imagine. I don't know. Maybe. I mean, if that was his goal, then he succeeded. That's for sure. I get so excited when I remember about those things. I mean, excited in a strange way. So, what we're gonna be doing today is I'm gonna try to avoid going back to those type of interviews by writing emails and seeing if someone from those people who read me is interested in getting one-to-one uh, mentorship with me. Because why I'm doing this? Because I don't really want to go back into those type of interviews, right? So I have to. So I have to. Let's put some music. I don't have that many of those stories though. It's usually the interviews. I was quite pleasant with the interviews. Like the interviews usually very very good. I had another. I mean, usually the way it goes. The worst thing that happens on the interviews is that interviewer is not open, not have even seen your CV. But that's the like 10 interviews. Yeah. Usually the worst thing that happens is that you go to the interview, and this is also has happened to me. I go to the interview and the guy sits like this and sits or like just stares at the camera and says, "So, do you already have some programming experience?" And I'm like, "Yeah, yeah, I've been a developer for 3 years." And he's like, "Ah, and what language?" And I'm like, "Apex." And this is where you know that interview is gonna be fun. This is how you know. Another bad interview that I had, by the way. Yeah, this is a real thing. This really happened when I already was working as a Salesforce developer for like 3 years, and I was applying for another job, and they really went into the interview without even reading my CV. So they asked if I already have some experience, and then they asked how much about Salesforce do you know, and I'm like, man, hi, I've been working in Salesforce for like 3-4 years. What do you think? No, they asked me, so have you already heard something about Salesforce? What? That's what they asked. That was one thing. And another terrible interview that I had was that the guy prepared for me a questions with JavaScript where I explicitly mentioned to him that I am not good at JavaScript. I don't know, like they asked me before the technical interview, they asked me something about like what languages are you good at in Salesforce, and there are not that many languages. There are only 2 languages that you can be good at. I said I'm really good at Apex, and I am not that good with JavaScript, but I can do majority of LWC stuff. And then I'm going to the interview, and they prepared for me 10. They prepared for me 10 hell difficult tasks about JavaScript purely. About like exactly only JavaScript. Not even LWC and Salesforce stuff that I'm kind of a developer in, but they prepared exactly about JavaScript. I don't know what was the purpose. With my limited JavaScript knowledge, I could answer like maybe 3 of them, and I had no idea about other stuff. And I was looking at these questions, and I just was immediately saying I have no idea. So I solved the first 3, and then was like no idea. That's it. And I also pointed out to them that I'm not JavaScript developer, that I don't really know about JavaScript. And then, to finish off those JavaScript hell difficult tasks, they added 5 more tasks on logic. And you know, this type of tasks, something like if clock shows 3:15, something, I don't like, something in this regard, angle between an hour and minute hand of the 3:15. Yeah, this is exactly this task. This is exactly this task that they had as the first task after the JavaScript tasks. These logic tasks. What is the angle between hour and minute hand at 3:15? How do I know? Like, what the hell? You know, I never liked these tasks. I never could solve them because I just hate them. They're just stupid. Like, they're just stupid, those tasks. And they had me doing those tasks for like 5 tasks after the JavaScript tasks. After I said them that I am not good at JavaScript. Like, what the hell? DeBarco. Welcome, DeBarco. Yeah, yeah, I can also read Watch Me Lurking. I can also read this. Now, should we give you now the JavaScript tasks? And by the way, the funny part of this interview with JavaScript tasks that I passed it, and they gave me the lowest offer ever I've seen. It was something like 36,000 a year. I was like, what the hell is this offer? Like, I was making more money than that working as a just working student at the university at another company. He had 36,000 a year, yeah. That like, I was like, what the hell? and they called me, they sent me this, and I said them, this is so low that I can't even apply for a visa in Germany with this salary. Like it's on the verge of not being able to apply, because Germany, as a foreigner, you have to match a certain standard of salary to apply. And I said them, I can't even apply for a visa with this salary. Are you joking? I make more money as a student here with this salary. Like this okay. But probably I just wasn't good at solving those tasks. I don't know. Probably that's what they do there at the at that company. They solve all the time those logical tasks. That's why they didn't like me. Didn't know how to commute the cost of living. They were a German company. And actually quite a big one. With a they have an office here in Munich. In fact, I know a few people who are working this company in different field, as different developers, but who are working this company. They are not the worst company. I just think that I was unlucky with maybe with the guy who was interviewing me, or like the whole interviewing process. And the last story from my hiring is that I once applied for Deloitte. They have a Salesforce division there. Deloitte, Salesforce. And I got offer with 0 technical interviews. Like, that was so strange, because I basically applied for them, and I had like 15 minutes discussion with the hiring manager, with a I don't know, team lead or something, and they sent me just an offer. And I was like, we didn't even discuss anything technical at all. And I was like, don't you want to like test me? What are my technical knowledge? What do I know? Nah. And they said, nah, we don't wanna. We have tiers of developers basically, and we know in which tier you fit, and we know how, like, we looked at your resume, we looked at your CV. We know that you are definitely not in the lowest tier. We know that you're definitely not a tier up. You're definitely in this tier, and that's the salary. I think they offered me like 50K or something a year. That, yeah, we know that you're in this tier without any technical. Basically, like, the whole interview was like 15 minutes in general, and then I got the offer, which is strange. I don't like those things, because I don't want to. This, you know, this, like, the thing. Imagine you have a university, or imagine you have a university that everyone can just walk in and just go and study, and everyone's gonna pass. What's the point? Like, you wanna work at the company that knows how. I don't know. You wanna work with people who went through some kind of filtering. So I don't like it when when I get without anything immediately a job. So the interviews, Fatih, this is my my basically how to say. I just telling these things because I want to show you that there is Peherosheim. Hey bro, your website is kind of broken. Why is it broken? What's broken on the website? I'm telling these stories because I want to show you that there's you really go through a lot of stuff when you're interviewing, and you're gonna be definitely hitting those things where it's gonna be unfair It's gonna be painful. It's gonna be strange. It's gonna be cringy. It's gonna be really shitty, and you're gonna have a lot of these things. But you know who doesn't get those things? People who don't try. People who don't try, they never get cringy interviews. So the chances that you're gonna have a really cringy or bad interview are high, because that's just the way it works. It was similar for me. That just check the project to make sure I really implement this, then start explaining company culture and developer team may be advantage into can developer and the companies try to yeah, no, I mean, for your first job, I think it's your first job, right? So if that's your first job, accept whatever, because accept whatever you have in your hands. Don't play around with those things. Just accept it. Yeah, if it's your first job, just accept it. if they're gonna give you a place, just accept it. I was picky, you know. I'm telling the stories where I was a little bit picky because I had already 3 years of experience, and I had some stuff to show behind me, right? Dominic, I remember you, the Discord guy, right? The about page returns 404, and on login page when you click back to home it also. Yeah, but it's not broken. Like that would be broken if you go here to modules. If you go to modules, they don't work. I don't care about landing page actually. You're back. How is it going with your startup, with your applications? Yeah, no, I don't think it's broken. I mean, yeah, maybe here. Is this tied to Salesforce? Yeah, I'm a Salesforce developer. Yeah, so I'm developing this platform. It's specifically for Salesforce. So basically, this platform doesn't make sense for anyone who's not in the Salesforce ecosystem. You won't learn if you want to learn how to code. You better go to any other platform, not this one. This is so specific to Salesforce that it's crazy. So it's just exactly for Salesforce. But it solves the biggest problem that Salesforce beginner developers have, is that there's not enough practice for exactly Apex. There's much more practice for any other programming language that you take. You can find 1,000 tasks. For Apex, you can't. Unfortunately. And this is what I'm trying to solve. And my biggest dream, I need much more money for that. So my biggest dream is to build Codegym. Basically, I want to take everything that you have in Apex, and I want to put it into this platform. I don't know why I'm here always. If I can unregister here to show you. Settings, sign in. How can I sign out? And all sessions. This is a very weird way to sign out. Yeah, so basically for Java we have Codegym, which I'm a big fan of. And this was the way I learned how to code. I went and I basically solved like 1,000 tasks on this platform. And I learned how to code. This is why I got accepted into the university in Germany, because I knew how to code, I could show something. And this is, what's that? Dani, do you mean like what's the Codegym? This is the platform where you start, where you have like articles, and then you go and practice immediately on the platform. So I went when I was in my high school, and I didn't know how to code. I had no idea about coding. And then I decided, I had something like 8 months of free time. And I decided, damn it, I'm just gonna go take this platform and I'm gonna go and spend as much time as I physically can on solving as many tasks as possible on this platform. Similar to Free Code Camp. Yes, very similar. Yes, exactly. But I mean, I'm a big fan of this platform because the articles on this platform are just phenomenal. They're just so good. And I love the amount of practice they also have. And I went and I solved as much as I could. I don't remember already how much. I think it was around 1,000. And it allowed me to actually get really good at coding. Like, I was surprised when I got into university in Germany. I I finished the programming course that we had in the first year with 1.0, which is like the highest mark you can get at the German university. So I was so surprised that my actually coding skills were so good. And then after that, I got a job as a developer. So, and all of that thanks to that much practice that I had with this platform. So I'm basically, it changed it, like it really changed, like without any, it really changed my life. It really changed my life. And I want to do the same for the Salesforce ecosystem. I want to do the same for the Salesforce community. I don't have right now the resources for that. But we are getting there. We're slowly gonna build up. We're gonna start with just these 3 modules once we have them. And then we're gonna build up the amount of tasks, the amount of articles, and all of that. And I hope that I can make it profitable by just having those 3 modules. Maybe we can even remove this 3 at the end or something. So, but I hope to make it profitable as a separate business. I want to spin it out as a separate business. What's your commission on Salesforce? What do you mean? I don't have a commission on Salesforce. I don't have a commission. Salesforce doesn't even... I don't think per user, I don't have any commission on Salesforce. I don't even think that Salesforce... A lot of people will change and we won't see where I can practice Apex questions. Very important for that. I totally agree. I think we're up to something. And Fatih, your contribution is huge. And by the way, we have a second. So let me show you. We have a second customer, Philip. Look at this. We have 3 sales now. We have Philip. So let's say if a user pays you 500, what's your cut? Of this platform or Salesforce, or what do you mean? Like Salesforce is totally unrelated thing. So we have a Philip, and Philip already made some good feedback for me. So Philip, thank you if you're listening to it. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate it. Thank you. It's huge for me, and I'm sure we're gonna be able to help so many people once this platform is at least the first 3 modules done. That's gonna be already huge. But if we were able to spin it out as a separate business, if we basically, I don't want to have this platform all the time draining my money from like my bank account. I want to make it self-sustainable. And if we can make it self-sustainable, this is the only one prerequisite basically to make this platform work. And I'm sure that this platform will make a huge impact on Salesforce ecosystem. And maybe Trailhead even will look at this and will try to make something better, huh? Okay, so I'm not really sure. So here's, I think I'm not really sure. I don't have any cut with the Salesforce. If someone pays for this platform, it goes straight into my pocket. I don't have any cut with the Salesforce. Why would I have a cut with the Salesforce? Salesforce doesn't even know that I exist. They're not even interested in me. Yeah. So I'm super excited about those things. And yesterday I've sent this one. So, by the way, people who are into Salesforce, not anyone else, only people who are into the Salesforce, you can go subscribe to this newsletter. I'm gonna be putting more stuff there out. I basically wanna kind of get in touch more with people with the email, because I feel it's important. The way I see right now, what I'm gonna be doing is that I'm gonna have here LinkedIn as my basically top of a funnel, just making awareness, LinkedIn, and then I'm gonna have people here from my email. So there's gonna be a second stop for people, and then maybe at some point I'm gonna make some kind of community for devs, but maybe not. So at least as of right now, I don't want to launch any type of community, because it's hard. I see. So you subscribe to them for the API endpoint access. No, you don't. No, you don't need Salesforce. I mean, you do need to Salesforce to work on the platform, but you can go and make for free an account at Salesforce. You don't need it. I don't. I mean, they have free API. If you, I mean, I don't pay anything to Salesforce, and Salesforce doesn't make any money out of me as well. I think you're. I think you have a wrong perception of how it works. Okay, so. But they're making money from subscribe. No, I'm not real sure. Thank you, Fatih. Thank you. This is historical. I think so. I think so. It's gonna push. I'm sure that I definitely need a lot more time for developing this whole platform. But this is gonna be the standard. This is gonna be the standard. This is like the next Trailhead, or a better Trailhead. And let's see what's gonna be the answer of Salesforce, because this is the way it's supposed to be. Trailhead is not the way you're supposed to learn. It is just not. This is the way you're supposed to learn. This is the way you're supposed to learn. And I wish I could just, I don't know, speak to Salesforce, just help them develop this trail. Like, I wouldn't do that if I was maybe working at Salesforce and I had option to develop that on the Salesforce as a Trailhead part. But we need it. We need it. I don't care in which way. If we just need it. If I myself gonna be doing this platform, then I have to make it profitable. Otherwise, I won't be able to do it. But if Salesforce were to step in and do such a platform, we could do it just for free. We could make it free for people. It would be so impactful. It would take also a lot of time, but it would be so impactful. But if I have to do it myself, if Salesforce doesn't want to do it, I have to make it paid. I have to make it paid. Not only paid, I have to make it higher price than just normal course, because I have so much more expenses for developers, for hosting, for writing articles, and all of that. Okay, let me write a little bit. So today I'm gonna write an email, and I'm probably gonna what should I do? Yeah, I wanna edit this one post. And I wanna edit based on this thing that I'm always trying to implement this. So basically, I wanna send an email about starting business with coding. So what I wanna show to people is a little bit a different picture, because we always speak about, oh, I wanna get a job, I wanna work as a developer, maybe I wanna get better at Apex. But what people miss in this puzzle, and I wanna just bring it to attention, is that learning how to code, or getting better at coding, or getting good at coding, it's not only about you getting a job or getting a new promotion. It's also a skill. Like, this is a really, really, really good skill that you can use in other things. You can use it to automate a really annoying task that you've been doing all the time with Python. Or you can use it to, I don't know, like parse some website. Or you can do it for analyze something. Or you can use it for so many different things. And this is what people miss in quite a lot of cases. They think, okay, Apex, it means that I'm gonna learn this Apex, I'm maybe gonna get a little bit more salary, higher salary, and so on. But not only this, you imagine you learn coding skill, and I stopped working as a developer 6-7 months ago. Since that, I've been writing code almost every day, every week. Even as a founder, writing code is like writing emails. It's such a nice, useful skill that you should not neglect in general. And on top of that, if you ever wanted to start your business, knowing how to code is a superpower. It's the thing that's gonna help you so much, because you can do so many more things. You can you can just do so many things. And this is what I want to bring kind of to attention of people in this email newsletter. Does it teach frameworks? It's gonna teach trigger handlers. If you can call it framework, then yeah. Then it does. But before that, I want to listen about AIDA formula. Let's listen together.
We're here, and today I'm going to talk to you about the AIDA formula and why it is so important in sales in every single thing that you write. You see, the AIDA formula is designed to lead people through a logical process that gets their attention, gets them interested, makes them desire the product internally, and then gives them a way to close the deal. So going through these steps in order is one of the best ways to convince someone to buy a.
How do I know about this formula? I started a copywriting course. It's called Copy That, and it's awesome. It's so good. Copy That. So for anyone who is learning how to be a better copywriter, that's the way to start. Like, start with it. You basically go and physically write whatever you get. You get like PDFs with really good copy, and you have to just manually by your hand with actual writing, not typing, to copy this thing by your hand. So good. This is so impactful. Trust me, if you want to get good at writing online, do this course. It's awesome. And today was about I can actually show you this. I can show you quick. I don't think I can show you much more because I don't wanna. Let's copy that. So this is from Sempar, quite a known guy, and this formula, like today it was about Copy That, about AIDA formula, right? This is about this guy. Yeah, so he was one of the best copywriters in the world. It's a nice thing. And if you're a developer and you think, nah, I don't need those things, that's not true. As a developer, one of things that you do all the time is writing. You write documentations, you write user stories, you write emails, you write on Slack with your colleagues, you write all the time. It's one of the key skills for anyone right now. So if you're let's say you're a junior developer, you're already working, and you think, what can I improve? Something like quick win. What can I improve in like 1 month to get better at my career, not at the development? Learn copywriting. This is such a life hack. And I was kind of into copywriting before, so I was already. I'm not good at copywriting. I'm decent. I'm good enough to basically put out some copy, and for example on LinkedIn to gain some followers. But as a developer, this is what you're going to be doing in a lot of cases, and I really suggest you doing that. Okay, so if I knew it in the beginning, I would learn it much quicker. But I'm catching up now as a founder because I have to write a lot of emails and sales stuff. Okay, let's continue.
Buy a product, buy a service, convince them of an idea, or take any action. So here's what the AIDA formula is in a nutshell. It's an acronym. It's AIDA. That's all you got to remember. And it means attention, interest, desire, and action. So the attention part means you grab someone's attention with something catchy and relevant. The interest part means you tell them interesting facts or uses of the product. And then the desire part makes them desire the product or service. And the action part gets them to take a specific action. Either you click a button, or you reply to an email, or you sign up for a calendar. Now, let's break that down into sections to understand it a little bit better. First of all, getting attention. This is when you try to get someone's attention with something you think they will think is interesting or curious. They might not be paying too much attention when they come by your pitch, so this should be something very relevant to them. Here's an example. Do you have a 401k savings account? If someone's browsing for information about that and they see that, they'll likely get a little bit interested in that. Or example 2, I noticed you seemed a little unhappy in life. I mean, if someone's unhappy in life, that would be a really attention-getting phrase. Or example number 3, hey, do you work out? So if you see someone that's looking for information about health and you ask them, hey, do you work out? That would be an interesting grab that's relevant to them. Now let's go to the interest part. Now, you need to keep their interest with interesting facts or interesting quotes or interesting use cases of your product or service. So an example would be, you can use these LED candle lights for accent lighting to light up Halloween pumpkins, add some soft lighting to a room, or even as a night light. You notice how in this section, we're actually giving them multiple uses for a product that they may not have even thought about. Maybe they're looking for LED candle lights for their dining room table, but they never thought that they could also use that same thing to light up a Halloween pumpkin. Example number 2, you're 85% more likely to work out if you schedule time the night before. So this is a great little interesting stat that you're so much more likely to work out if you schedule time the night before that they may not have known about before, and you're giving it to them in your copy. Or example number 3, our insurance company has been around for 185 years, making us the most dependable insurance company in the United States. Now, if you're looking for an insurance company and you're looking for dependability and someone who's been around a long time, well, this is a pretty interesting stat that this company has been around for 185 years. So you're trying to give them interesting stats, interesting quotations, interesting use cases, interesting facts in this section. Now, let's get to the desire section. And this is one of the most commonly confused sections of all because sometimes it blends in with the interest a little bit. But what you want to do is make them desire the product or service themselves. This means internally, they just really, really want it. So you need to show them how life will be better with your product or with your service. So let's go into some examples. Example number 1, you could do it by hand or sew dresses 35 times faster with this handheld sewing device. So in someone's head, if they are sewing a dress and they have this handheld device, they could do 35 times faster. That's an interesting thing to make their life better and make dresses even faster. Or how about this, example number 2? Jason got a 35% bump in Shopify sales by installing this app. You can get similar results right away. So you're thinking in your head, well, I can get similar results to Jason by getting that 35% bump in sales. And then you start thinking in your head, well, I make $100K a year off these sales. So if I do 35% more, it's $135K. You start envisioning your life with those results. Example number 3, once I started using Calendly, I never had scheduling mix-ups for a call ever again. So if you're looking for something like a calendar program, you've probably had a bunch of scheduling mix-ups, and this person's quotation and testimonial will say that, I never had a scheduling mix-up for a call ever again, and you can see yourself never having to reschedule a call again and why the product is so valuable. The last thing to do is make people take action. This is where you make them take a single specific action from this point. Tell them what to do next. This is often where you'll get a sign up or make a sale, and so many people forget to put this part. There needs to be a call to action, a CTA, somewhere in your email or whatever this is. You're making a video script. It doesn't really matter. There has to be something they need to do at the end, whether that's smash the like button, whether it's subscribe to a podcast, whether it's enter an email, or whether it's to click purchase on something. You got to give people an action to take after you've pitched. Example 1, sign up to our email newsletter right here to get updates. So you're telling people at the bottom of a page to sign up to the email newsletter to get updates. So likely they will just enter their email address. At least they know to do that at the end. Example number 2, join the members area and get unlimited access to the trainings. So you're telling them to take an action of join a members area.
Okay, I think I got it. I think I don't need... by the way, I signed up. I bought the access to this guy for a year, and I bought it on the, I think, on the New Year's. So, and I haven't looked since that. So he got me. I paid for this guy money, and he got me. And this is why we should be listening to him. But I wanna go through this AIDA framework. So I wanna put here Valid, I do remember you. Aida. And then, so I don't really think, so action will be fine. Action will be, I always put it here. Attention. Attention, I need to work on it. Interest and desire. So I'm not necessarily gonna be selling anything here in this email, but I still wanna practice a little bit. So attention. What should I write as attention? First, what do I wanna write in general? I wanted to write that an interest. Okay, let me first write down here a few things that I can put into the interest. For example, how many founders are technical? What can you do if you can code? What did I do when I, as a founder with coding knowledge? Something like this. Is this okay as a attention grabber? Like, coding is your superpower if you have ever wanted to start a business. I think it's good enough. Now, interest. How many founders can code? Founders who can't code. An advice to founders who can't code. If you're a founder, this is a good grabber. Like, look, that literally follows the same approach, the same formula. If you're a business idea guy looking for a technical co-founder, stop right now. Take 6 months off and learn how to code. Day and night, weekends included. This is so good. Most web apps, a little besides save, show, and update, no, you will not become an engineer, programmer, or web developer, but you will be able to prototype your idea together and maybe get 1 or 2 beta users for feedback. At this moment, it will be much easier to recruit a technical co-founder. The reason why most technical co-founders can create great products is not because they have a deep domain knowledge or they're great hackers. The reason is, beside passion for the problem, their cost is time. Your cost is money. They can spend 1 year working after hours to create a product. Can you pay someone for 1 year to create a product? They can fail 23 times and still find the time to build their next idea. Is your Facebook working, bro? No, I don't have a Facebook. Can you convince your best friend to work on your 4th idea when the previous 3 failed? Here's one thing, 1 year from now, you will still have plenty ideas, but you're going to have ideas and the ability to implement them, or parts of the solutions. And you're going to post one of those revolutionarily disrupting idea with potential to make million, need someone to build, will give 15% of revenue. Stop and go learn. Worst case scenario, your future technical founder will respect you for trying, and you in return would truly appreciate their skills. Not one. If your idea is to build something truly technical challenging, then scratch my advice. Not two. Of course, all the above would mean little if I wasn't the marketer, business idea support, whatever guy who needs the past few months learning. Email me if you're learning. Maybe we can keep each other motivated. Oh, this is so good. This is such a good piece of copy. Like, this is really good. You can see the difference. Here is short, like the copy speaks for itself. Here's the short sentence. Here's the long sentence. Here's the short sentence. short sentence, a long sentence, and then a short sentence again. So good. This is so good. I love it. So I guess I wanna a little bit tweak my messaging. I don't wanna write exactly about superpower, not superpower. I wanna write more about um, something like that. Benefits of coding is not only getting the job, of learning how to code. If you learn how to code, what is Apex? Apex is a backend language of Salesforce. Do you work for Salesforce? No, I work for myself. Is there such a word as freed? Definitely, he definitely made me free. Is your source code open source? No, of course no. Okay, what do I want to write here? If you learn how to code, you will get the job as a Salesforce you will get a job as a Salesforce developer, but it will be only one of many benefits. Okay, what do you write there? My secret sauce way of shipping products fast consists of Golang temp. Okay. Hey man, can you check up the game I've been making with my friends? A game. I'm not really sure that I want to click on this link. Okay. Nah, I'm sorry, man. If you have if you have a landing page, then I would like to check it out. But I want to click any buttons. And who subscribed? I'm gonna blow. Hi. Hey, welcome. Thank you. Is it safe to click on this link? Does anyone else want to click on this link? I mean, I'm sorry, man, but that links look so dodgy. Like you have 000webhostapp.com. I'm sorry, man. I don't know. What like maybe you want to install some kind of viruses. Anyone in the chat can confirm that this link is good, then I'm gonna check it out. Yeah, I don't know. That looks very dodgy. I mean, I went to the URL, but I want to click any buttons there. Sorry, man. Sounds very strange. I chose a free hosting, web host app. Host app. This one. What? Okay, so this web host web couldn't pick up more dodgy way of, right? Like 00webhost.com. What the hell? Look very dangerous. I lose my credit card when I see that link. Same for me. I feel I don't know. I don't like this link. I mean, if it's a browser game, I'm sorry, but there's like, what do you want to check me out if that's just a browser game? You click the link, and how is it? I mean, if you're still writing it, it means your computer didn't blow up. So, seems to be fair, but I don't know. Hopefully it's safe. But man, we are checking. So here's I see what's going on. I see. Yeah, that's possible. I mean, I could check it out on another screen, but I don't wanna. Crazy. Everywhere I have to dodge everything. Nah, I don't know. Whatever. So we're checking out. Links if you have some kind of business. If you have a business, then yeah. Thankfully, I'm using a VPN. Yeah, I don't think that you can do anything with just clicking on the page. Like if you just click on the link, I think the worst case that you can get is like an IP. That's it. I mean, you like it's not a big deal. I use my name anyway, so people know how I look. People know who I am. Yeah. But crazy, everywhere scam, every second. Yeah, this is so crazy. I don't know if I'm the only one. I grew up in Ukraine, and I have such a hard time trusting anyone. I really have a hard time. I had recently, last month, or maybe 2 months ago, we were with my girlfriend on the train to another city in Germany here. I think we were going to Passau or something. Your stream gonna get banned on Twitch. What do you mean? I mean, if I click, right? So we were sitting in the train and we were going to another city, and some woman spoke to us, just a friendly, I mean, like small talk, like just, hey, where are you going, blah blah, because we were talking all the time and she was sitting in front of us. It was a really crowded train. We were sitting, and immediately what I was thinking, that she's trying to sell us something. Like she didn't even mention anything. She was just talking, just the normal small talk, and I was like, I see you through. I didn't say it. I was doing the small talk, but I was seeing her, and I felt like I felt like I'm getting scammed. I was every single word that she was saying, I was searching for a kind of scam. And we just talked, and then she went out because it was her station. And turns out that was not a scam. But every single time I was searching when she's gonna start selling us something or scamming us. This is such a, I don't know. I just, I don't know. I grew up in Ukraine, so this is why I feel everyone is trying to scam everywhere. That's the life. And Twitch bans streams with that type of content. Why would people do that? Like, that's so stupid. So people go to random streams, send links to the stream, so that when the streamer clicks on the link, it gets banned. Like, what's the point? Like, no, what's the point for those people? Can someone explain me the fun in it? Like, I can imagine if someone would try to scam you and, like, I don't know, like hack your computer and try to get your credit card, because the fun in it is that you can maybe steal some money. But what's the fun in banning someone else to Twitch? Like, what the hell? That's really strange. I mean, that's really strange. I mean, that's very stupid. Okay. Anyway, let's go back to like real stuff. Someone stole my LinkedIn account for no reason. Oh wow, how did people steal your LinkedIn account? I wonder, because I don't want to my my LinkedIn account is getting stolen some way. They hacked your email. Oh wow, that's crazy. That's crazy if they hacked your email. Install but not useful. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, we can. I think we can all agree that you have to be like a really big loser to to like go and try to ban someone else's account by sending the link. Like, what's the point? Like, what's the point? Because I can even so okay. So people who are trying to steal, they are definitely bad. But if someone is a really successful stealer, hacker, can hack into someone else's account, we can't really call him a loser, right? But for a person who goes and tries to ban the stream, this is definitely like very loser behavior, right? Yeah, yeah, crazy stuff, crazy stuff. This is one of my concerns with streaming. I'm showing so many things that I'm shocked. I mean, I don't show any like sensitive data or something, but sometimes I'm shocked how much of my personal life I'm actually showing to the world. I hope it's not gonna backfire at any point. Um, but I'm not really sure how it could backfire, because I'm like physically I don't think it's gonna have any impact because I'm in Germany, and if something goes wrong, Polizei here works quite well. But I don't know. Who knows? You never know. So in January, I've spent really a lot of time. Evil Evil is evil, and they don't have reason for it. Nah, hackers nowadays are mostly social engineers, phishers. Don't reuse password by using a password manager, and you will never get hacked. Yeah, I think it's quite fair to say. I think it's quite fair to say, especially if you have. I have in all the things I have double verification. How is it called? Multi-factor verification. So, if I want to get into my LinkedIn, I have to basically go and grab my phone. So I can't really. So even if you know even if you know a password to LinkedIn, if you're gonna try to log into LinkedIn anywhere, you're gonna need. I'm gonna have like a notification to allow this thing. So it's really like I don't see a point unless you really get hacked, like really like social engineer the thing. You took it back. So you took back your LinkedIn. Yeah, yeah. I'm really satisfied with the LinkedIn support. I'm really satisfied with LinkedIn support. They're really doing quite a great thing. So I think that you would be able to get your LinkedIn back. I hope at least. Oh, by the way, I made a new post here on LinkedIn today. Oh my god, what's that? Yeah, a new post. I reposted one of my old posts because I didn't have really time to make a post, and this post was really controversial the last time, and people really I don't know, it was like super controversial. Let me shamelessly plug here an email because I want to grow my. Okay, now we need something attention grabbing. Simbadev, hi. What can you advise on the stack for creating SaaS products? I have some experience with C# and ASP.NET development. What kind of SaaS products do you want? Like, it depends if you're. I think if you're in the beginning, um, the only thing that you need is kind of just a card and that's it. Like, don't try. So if you have an idea for SaaS, don't try to actually go and develop it. That's the wrong first step. It depends if you have already some kind of validation that your SaaS is actually the thing that people want. Then you can go and try to build it. And then it doesn't really matter. Then you already know what to build it with. But from your question, it looks like you don't really know exactly what you want to build. And for that, you don't really need any coding. Like, you don't need to code for this thing. Just go create a website or even create a simple Google Doc. Like, that's even like this, that's gonna be enough. Or if you want to have something more fancy, go create a Notion doc. Like, Notion is already quite fancy. Create a Notion, it's free, publish it with the description of your idea, and try to get 100 people on your email list, and try to get people actually sign up for this idea. If that's gonna work, you can maybe even get some people who are gonna pay for your SaaS idea. And then you take this money and you close yourself. You don't go in the closet. You don't go out for as long as it needed to actually ship this thing. Or maybe you just refund the money. Like maybe you refund, depends. But the fact is, don't code until you have confirmation that what you are about to code is actually the thing that people need. My message didn't get through the campaign. What do you mean by the campaign? So Simba, I hope it helps. Because this is my I mean this is how I approach. Yes, I don't know what exactly to create, yes, but I think immediately study something that can be expanded in the future, so not to study something else. Ah, that's a good approach. So is your goal, so your actual goal is not to build a business, your actual goal is to learn something. Then you have a really good approach, I think. Mm, one of the way I actually got my first job is that I was doing projects that I pretended that they are actually not projects, they are actually startups. And I was building all these projects, and I was saying I'm not building an actual project, I'm building a startup. And when you rephrase it that way, so when you learn something new, you learn a new technology, and instead of learning this technology, you actually try to build a startup with it. It forces you immediately to go and build things that you actually care about. Yes, you get a side benefit that you learn. Marsby say hi, that you actually learn the thing, you learn the technology, right? But it pushes you to work on the project that you care about, that actually have some kind of real ground behind them, because you cannot do a startup on the to-do list, right? You can't. And in most cases it's going to force you um, to be more real life, which will make your project that you work on much more real life and much more um, desirable by the employers. And they're gonna look at this project, they're gonna say, yeah, this project is actually solving a real problem, and that's actually quite an impressive one. So I think you have a really good approach. But I mean, you can you can develop with, like, if you ask about stack, I would say the current stack is Next.js stack for most SaaS products. Depends what else do you use, but mostly it's Next.js. You're right, 100%. But for find actual problem need experience, we need to find real problem first, which is hard. Well, you don't have to solve a problem that you need to solve a problem that at least one person in the world has, and it could be you, or maybe your mom, maybe your sister, maybe someone who you know, maybe your cousin. For me, I, for example, was solving. I had like 3 projects when I got my first job. One of them was solving the problem for my sister. So there was a there was a problem that she didn't have enough practice for certain type of exercises to learn German, and I developed for her a website for basically practicing German, this type of exercises. So yeah, did anyone use this project? No. Was it hard to build? No. Was it fun? Yeah, 100%. It was fun. And I could actually explain why I decided to do exactly this project, not something else. React plus Next.js is fire. I agree. I agree. I totally agree. Like, React and Next.js, the best combination. Let's see. People write something here. Totally agree, Igor. You have created Beehive entirely. No, no, no. I'm not the founder of Beehive. Oh, no, no. Definitely not. I am. I am just writing there, look how cool looks the beehive, and now look at actually what I created. I created this. You feel the difference, right? You see the difference. You see the difference. This is my platform. This is my platform. It is not bad. It is not terrible. And it is already better than I expected in the beginning. But you can see that it's not a beehive. You can see the difference in quality. You can see that it's not a beehive. But I'm also not earning millions millions a month, right? So that's quite fair for what I'm trying to do. No, I'm just using Beehive. Anyone subscribed? Nah, not that much. So I'm quite curious what's gonna be here. Suppose you want to be professional, Salesforce practice always. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, this is basically post, and I have no idea why people think that it's controversial. I had so much controversy last time I posted. Basically, what I said that watching YouTube, doing Udemy courses, scrolling on TikTok is not learning. Is not learning the Apex itself. The learning Apex itself is just about, or coding in general. It's just basically coding. That's like the only thing that you need to do for learn how to code is code. Controversial, right? Like super controversial. Hey, I was thinking of a SaaS product with a bundle of real-time reports across ad platform Google, Instagram. How would you build waitlist of buyers before developing the test the idea? Do you have any? This is a really cool question. Do you have any like social media presence? How do you? If you have, you basically what you can write is you take this thing like this. You go here and you say, hey, I was thinking, would anyone be interested in, would anyone like to, I don't know, like to buy? Nah, not to buy. In such an app. That's how you write it basically. And then you see basically, so the idea behind it is not to make a sale or something. The idea is that just to get and see if people are interested or not. Because that's gonna give you, or if you have an email list or something, like you can. So if you don't have any social media, I mean, can be Twitter, can be whatever, I don't know. Like if you don't have an email list, I would suggest you to go and just find people and one-to-one write, but write approximately the same message. You can have a look at how Alex Hormozy suggests doing that. I think it's the best way. Just straightforward. You just say, hey, I'm thinking about developing this thing. I'm thinking about developing this thing. Would you be interested in this thing? Or if you maybe, or do you know someone who would like to use this app? And you write it like this to a lot of people, and then you see if people are saying, yes, we're interested. Then you can continue a conversation. You don't have to like go and sell immediately. You just basically start the conversation and see if they're interested. And if they're not interested, then maybe they would be interested in something similar, right? Yeah. You can use Notion, for example, for creating, kind of just describing what you want to do. If you want to go into more details, when you write to people, you can just create Notion and just basically write down in the Notion is enough. I will follow it and keep you posted. Nice. Glad that it helps. Your own site with contact information is enough where you log that information is easy. Webhooks with their email. I didn't really get this, but but yeah, I mean, yeah, try it. And I would say the most important thing would be to build an email list. So if you don't have any following, that's quite hard. But still, you can, if you don't have any following. What I used to do is I used to take a LinkedIn completely empty account and basically boost it within a couple of months so that it has like a couple of thousands followers. And you do it with a combination of posting content plus connecting to people and starting conversations with them. You don't have to sell them, because you like that would be quite strange, right? If you imagine, if you connect to someone on Instagram and then you and then you just immediately, I don't know, ask them out on a date or to marry you. Could be quite strange. You just want to start conversations, and when you're starting conversations, when you have people actually speaking to you in DMs, and you post the content, the chance that they're gonna like it and one of your posts gonna go more. Um, this will be a stealth sauce, so I don't want my employer to know my side hustle. This is interesting. Why? So I had this fear when I and here's I don't know if that's so I don't know if that's for you. I don't know if that's for you. I just know how it was for me. I had a huge fear of posting anything on LinkedIn, and especially I had the fear to earn any money outside, because I felt like the employer is um gonna say something. Oh, why are you suddenly going like doing all of that things if you're supposed to be actually working and earn money for me, basically, right? But that's wrong. That's not usually that's not the way it goes. If you have an employer who is actually saying this, you have a shitty employer, and you might very well just change the job on the long horizon. Um, Usually the way it goes is that you start posting something, and people on the job, they start appreciating you so much. They're like, oh wow, we're so like, you're posting content, you're so cool. That's usually what happens. And I had a friend recently who basically started posting on LinkedIn, and that's exactly uh, what happened to him as well. My mentality is to start it stealthy if it's a real original idea until you finish a working prototype before advertising it. I would not. I would not. I don't think that's a good idea. I like. I mean, I'm not an expert in it. I'm not a business guru. I don't have my millions right now. Uh, but I feel like it's not a good idea to build completely stuff, because the problem is that how do you know what people actually want? How do you know? Like you have an idea of what people actually want, but you don't know if that's what they want. You don't know. So I think that first what you need to do is actually go and ask people what do they want, and then build for them, basically, not build for you, unless you have, of course, unless you have a goal of actually going and I don't know, just learning how to build. That's one thing. But if you want to build a business, then you have to build for people. That's what I think. But again, I'm not a guru. I am still figuring out everything myself, so I don't really know. In January, I spent around 150 hours coding a prototype for a new platform for the community. The Salesforce community. I wouldn't be able to develop it at all. I consider myself a guru, but an unmotivated one. My biggest struggle is to keep going. I mean, if you consider yourself a guru, then it's good. I mean, if you have, yeah, I don't know. That's quite the way to do it. But yeah. Are you going to build a desktop app so that users can use Apex offline? It's impossible, unfortunately. And even if it would be possible, I wouldn't spend my resources on it. Have you ever used Next.UI for styling? What do you think about it? I mean, I'm not good at Next.js. I'm I'm okay to develop like primitive things, but I'm not good at Next.js. I would say that this part goes actually to desire. I don't even know what is Next.ui actually when I think about it. Meta and Instagram are currently down. I'll, probably they shouldn't open links that people send them, right? Okay, let's read this email. I think from just the text perspective, it's good. I'm new to your channel, looked into your site, and it's amazing. How do you, through deciding on tech stack and build Salesforce higher? Also, you're using Vercel, which is expensive. You're not bare metal. Why is Vercel? Mm, why is Vercel expensive? Like I'm not. I don't know. And the decision between hiring and building myself. That's a really good question. So I hired for this website. I basically we coded together with Sasha, and now Sasha is doing all the development. So I didn't majority of this platform. I would say maybe I coded like 5% of the whole platform. So I know, and I coded enough for this platform so that I know the technical part of it. But I would say majority of the platform, that's Sasha who have done it. Um, I would say if I can hire for someone, if I physically can hire and afford to hire someone, I always hire. I don't I like so that certain things that you can't hire for. For example, you can hire someone to write for you posts here, or it's just very unsustainable. So so for these things you can't hire, right? So I prefer, like, my ideal scenario, I'm still missing one person from my basically company, to make it perfect from the hiring perspective. I miss someone who can help me with creating tasks and writing articles, because I'm trying to focus on things that I'm really good at, like LinkedIn, for example, or creating teaching materials. This is something that I am really good at, and I try to outsource all the other parts. That's what I try to do. That's what I try to do. I don't know if I and the point is like I really don't have that much of revenue, but I do have two people in the company. I'm ready to take this basically revenue loss just to be able to focus on the most important things. And hiring, but for me, hiring was the biggest takeaway from the last year. I never knew how cool it is to have actually someone helping you out and working with you on a project. You can, as one person, you can do certain amount of tasks, but as three people, you can do not 3 times more, you can do 10 times more. And if you manage to hire really cool people, it's gonna be even 10, not 10 times more, it's gonna be like 30 times more. Because the multiplier, the synergy between you three, insane, and you grow from each other, you grow from learning from each other, and the way you basically contribute to the building of one project, it's so huge. So for me, hiring is just a huge thing, and if I can hire more people, I definitely would, without any doubt. My personal take: Vercel is crapware and expensive. However, it is extremely useful for productivity of junior devs who aren't good at DevOps, who can't set up a proper CI/CD. No, I mean, Vercel. I think Vercel is totally worth it. Why do you think it's expensive? I don't have that much of people going to Vercel, so I don't really have huge expenses on the Vercel. Like, it's really good for you just upload the project and that's it. So you don't spend time on this crap like DevOps. Because especially if you're like me, if you're in the beginner stage, you really want to allocate, you have a very limited resources, right? So you want to allocate those resources into things that make the most impact. CI/CD makes zero impact. On the Vercel, it's helpful for faster time to market, but any cloud that matters usually get expensive as you grow user base, but I think it serves your purpose. Yeah, totally. Like, this is the only thing that matters for me, just faster shipping. It's the only thing that matters. And I mean, we don't need a lot of users. Let's say we're gonna get this is totally crazy, but if we're gonna get 500 users who gonna pay the full price, what is this number? Yeah, it's gonna already be like 250,000 of revenue. That's gonna be enough. And just 500 users, so we don't need a huge amount of people, we don't need any like scalability or something. And if totally crazy, but we get like 5,000 when the platform is super successful, then it's already about 2 million of revenue. And then we're gonna be able to do whatever we want. But that's still, even 5,000 is not a huge amount of people, right? So we definitely don't need those things. We definitely don't need those things. At least right now. If you learn how to code, you will get a job as a Salesforce developer, but it will be one. But it will be one, only one of many benefits. Hi, it's Igor. I learned how to code. Oh my god, what's my reading? And learning how to code was the best decision in my life. That served me in almost every aspect of career life. As developer, you can automate your emails, analyze data with points, create a side hustle in a weekend. And that's exactly what I've done in January. I spent around 150 hours coding a prototype for a new platform, for a new Salesforce community, for a new platform for the Salesforce community. The ability to have an idea in mind and in 8 hours ship the first version is a super skill for anyone who wants to start a business. Costs 0. Code, test, reiterate. And all of that costs you just time as a developer. Happy coding. So happy coding for you. Let's check this. Let's check this email with the Hemingway. Comic SD hi. So there's an app, Hemingway app. Really nice. Really nice. Grade 1? Man, this is the lowest grade I've ever seen. Wait a second. Is it true? Is it the whole email? I think it's not the whole email. Where's my email? It's not the whole email. Grade 1? What the hell? I mean, this is really, really low. Okay, side hustle, Python. Yeah. Why I don't get to correct those things here? Side hustle, Python. As a developer, you can blah blah blah. Serverless is cool, except you end up paying thousands of dollars, while it's generally slower than 5-month VM. But how can you end up paying thousands of dollars? Like what's the condition of paying that much? Because I don't see a way we're gonna get into that crazy costs right now. Preview. What are you doing? Currently, I am writing an email for my email list. Basically, so the idea behind email list is that I was just speak out my thoughts and see what resonates. I want to get like in touch and start conversations with people. Don't want to do anything crazy. Worked for a gambling casino where I rewrote the API to run monolithically on VM, reducing their cost by 90%. If you're serving static content, it's fine though. Yeah, I see. No, I mean that definitely at tons of cases where cloud and Vercel it's not gonna make sense, but it does make sense for my case, right? Because I value speed. If I at some point I have like 100 people using my website, wow, that's gonna be such a huge success. It's gonna be such a huge success. Yeah. Are you a developer? I am a developer. I'm a developer turned to founder. And you know, if you're a developer once, you're a developer forever. You're a developer forever. Any tips for growing a coding channel? Well, I'm not really have a coding channel. I don't have any tips. I don't know. I mean, look at my channel. What is this? Look at my channel. Look at this. I barely have 1,000 of subscribers. I don't have any challenge. And look how I got all these subscribers. By streaming every single day for 64 days. Straight in the row. 64 days every single day. Sometimes like 6 hours a day. Quite rarely, but sometimes. This is how I get. What can I tell you about about growing? You know, if you want to grow, just do the same, but for your niche. That's it. That's it. Like, just do the same. There's no way if you're really at least a little bit entertaining, there's no way you won't grow. That's my stake on it. Look, I don't even have enough for monetization. I'm so far away from monetization that it's crazy. Analytics. What's in the analytics? So it always goes like this. I never know, is it gonna be good, is it gonna be bad. Like a few days ago was, I think, one of the lowest points. Now, for whatever reason, it's a little bit like you never know actually. Like, it's so crazy. The YouTube algorithm is so crazy. Okay, guys, I think. Hey, what did I miss? Dennis, I think that's gonna be it. You missed the whole stream. You missed the whole stream, but that's not bad because tomorrow's gonna be another stream. And if someone wanna hang out off stream, join the Discord. Otherwise, I will be streaming tomorrow as well. So it was nice having all of you guys. It was nice stream today. I think it was really one of the best streams I've done in the last couple of months. Yeah, thank you everyone, and see you tomorrow. Thank you. See you tomorrow. See you. It was nice to see everyone. Bye bye.